History doesn't always repeat, but it does echo. The past has a way of resurfacing, especially when the stakes are high. April 20th. That date is flashing all over the news, social feeds, even dinner conversations. It's not just a deadline. It's a crossroads. On this day, a decision could be made that would fundamentally alter the way America operates and how its people feel, literally overnight. Trump's executive order has thrust the Insurrection Act into the national spotlight. You've heard the rumors, tanks on city streets, curfews, maybe even martial law, but what is the Insurrection Act really? What would actually happen if it's triggered? Let's break down the reality. No hype, just the facts you need to know. First, some history. The Insurrection Act was signed into law in 1807. It gives the president the authority to deploy federal troops within the United States to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. It's been used sparingly during the Civil War, the 1957 desegregation of Little Rock schools, the 1992 Los Angeles riots. But each time it meant the military was enforcing law on American soil. Under the act, the president can override state and local authorities. Governors and mayors, they'd be sidelined. If the federal government says restore order, that's it. The military takes charge and local officials have little say. Here's where things get complicated. The executive order refers to enemies within. That's a vague and dangerous label. Historically, such language has been used to justify targeting immigrants, activists, dual citizens, or entire communities that speak up or dissent. If someone is branded as a threat, they could be detained or even deported without the usual legal protections. This isn't just speculation. Trump has referenced the Foreign Enemies Deportations Law, dating back to 1798, the Alien Enemies Act. This law allows the government to detain and deport people from countries considered enemies during times of emergency or war. It's been used in the past against German and Japanese immigrants during World War II, and more recently to deport Venezuelan migrants. No trial, no charges, just out. The legal process is bypassed in the name of national security. If things escalate further, martial law could be declared. That means the military takes over civilian functions. Curfews, military checkpoints, even internet blackouts could be imposed. Protests, canceled, freedom of speech, on pause. The government could restrict movement, communication, and assembly. But here's a crucial fact. Even under the Insurrection Act, constitutional rights are supposed to remain in place. The courts have ruled that the president's power is not unlimited. It's not total lawlessness, no matter what the headlines scream. But in practice, rights can be trampled in the chaos. So, what can you do to protect yourself and your loved ones if the Insurrection Act is invoked? First, gather your essential documents, ID, birth certificate, immigration papers, anything that proves your identity and status. Make digital backups and store them securely both online and offline. In times of crisis, having your paperwork in order can make all the difference. Second, protect your digital privacy. Use a VPN to mask your online activity. Tighten your social media settings. Be careful about what you post and who can see it. In times of unrest, digital surveillance ramps up and your online footprint can be used against you. Third, prepare a go bag. Pack only the essentials: water, medication, cash, a power bank, and copies of your documents. If you need to leave quickly, you'll be ready. Fourth, know your rights. Connect with local civil rights organizations. Learn what to do if you're stopped by law enforcement or the military. Knowledge is your best defense. And finally, build real ties with your neighbors. In times of chaos, community is power. Share information, resources, and support. Look out for each other. Maybe April 20th passes quietly, or maybe it doesn't. Either way, unchecked power can turn freedom into a privilege reserved for the few. The Insurrection Act is a tool, one that can be used to restore order or to suppress dissent. Its impact depends on how it's wielded and how the public responds. History is watching. Every generation faces a test of obedience or resistance. If this is our test, where do you stand? A silent citizen is a complicit one. In moments like these, silence is not neutrality, it's consent. Stay informed, stay ready, and remember, your rights are only as strong as your willingness to defend them.